Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, today is Friday, last day of the official working week. If it makes any difference to you, I always love Fridays. They have a little bit lighter feeling than the rest of the working week. Kind of special feeling, the transition between work and not so much work. Guys, today we are talking about salt. Yesterday I was making a lot of content, a lot of videos on my Instagram about sodium and how important it is to have enough sodium in our diet. Now, guys, if you are eating regularly breakfast, lunch, dinner, if you are adding salt as much as you like, if you eat maybe some snacks or some chips, some stuff, maybe canned food like canned vegetables or beans, there's probably enough sodium in your diet. Unless you train a lot, you sweat a lot, you go in a lot of sauna, you still might not be getting enough sodium, enough salt. And yesterday in some Facebook groups, people asked me when I posted this content about salt, like, is salt a supplement? Like, I thought it was bad for me. And because of all this fear that was induced by medical community on all of us, people tend to think that less salt is better. Medical professionals forget to tell you that salt is required for life. Like, if today you stop eating salt, and do not consume any foods containing sodium, because sodium that is in salt also, a lot of fresh foods would have them, your vegetables, fruit not so much, but also seafood has a lot of it. Anyhow, if you consume zero salt, you're gonna die. That's why even wild animals lick salty rocks or try to find, food or some other sources to get that salt. Salt is an electrolyte. Salt is needed to maintain normal blood pressure, to maintain normal heart rate. It needed for our cells to communicate between each other. I mean, nervous cells. Our nervous system needs sodium and other electrolytes like potassium to transmit signals between cells so you could think or experience emotions or move your muscles, contract your muscles. And by the way, your heart is also a muscle, and so is your stomach. So for example, people with low sodium status, they can have digestive issues because the ingredients, so to speak, in salt are needed to create stomach acid to digest food, and also stomach itself is a muscle. And if you're on a low sodium diet, then you might not get enough to make that muscle work digesting your food. But other than that, if you are on a low sodium diet and your sodium status is low, maybe because you are an athlete and you train a lot, or maybe you fast a lot, maybe you are into intermittent fasting and you have maybe a couple of meals per day or just one meal a day and you don't use that much salt. Or, if you sweat like myself a lot in sauna, or maybe it's just hot climate and in general you sweat a lot while exercising. Or maybe, again, you eat super clean diet and you barely salt anything, being at the same time active and maybe sweating a lot. And at that, in that situation, you might experience low energy states. You might find it hard to focus. Your workouts might suck. You might feel like you just can't push yourself that hard, especially for high intensity workouts. Or what else can happen? You might feel lightheaded, like, when you stand up, you kind of a little bit dizzy or a little bit feeling like about to faint, or it might get a little bit darker in your eyes when you switch your position from sitting to standing, or, from down to up. Your blood pressure might be low, your heart rate might be all over the place. So all of those things can happen because you simply lack sodium. And yes, in that sense, sodium is a supplement. You can even Google salt tablets for runners or cyclists, and you'll find that they sell those because, believe it or not, guys, salt is a major performance enhancer. And if you, for example, go for a long event, like a lot of runners or cyclists would go, several hours, you sweat a lot, you don't consume, of course, a lot of food, and you're losing a lot of sodium. And that alone can cause headaches and can stop you. So not sugar, not any sorts of energy, but actual lack of sodium. I remember when I ran a marathon in Bangkok, in Thailand. After the marathon, obviously it was hot, it was humid, like it's always in Thailand, and I sweat a lot, and I lost a lot of water from my body. And at the end of the day, I felt like really bad headache, and I rarely experience headaches in my life. Like it's really, really rarely. But then the headache was so bad. And I'm like, what's happening? I didn't understand. Maybe I'm just tired or something. And then we went to that restaurant, raw vegan restaurant. At that time, I was a raw vegan. And I ate a bunch of salty things. And I didn't think back then much about that. But my headache disappeared almost instantly. And since then, I had a couple of those episodes when I would sweat a lot or, train a lot, and I would lose a lot of water, and I would drink a lot of water too, but without sodium, and I would experience headaches too, and they would go away instantly, like this, as soon as I consume like about an eighth of a teaspoon of sea salt. For different people, different amount is required. And so, yeah, salt is needed. Salt is a supplement. If you need to add it to supplement your food with it. Again, especially if you are an athlete, if you fast a lot, if you sweat a lot, if you're eating super clean, barely adding any salt. Usually, if your blood pressure is already low, it means you probably need some more sodium in your diet. So yeah, make sure that you are consuming enough. What is enough? Different for different people. Guys, for me, my routine is I fast a lot. So I eat between the hours of 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. every single day. But my workouts are in the morning, and I do a lot of work in the morning, but there is not much sodium. And also 3-4 times per week, I go to sauna when I sweat a lot. So I do lose a lot of water. I am quite active, and I'm not consuming any food. So I add sodium into each half a liter of water, like a big fat pinch of rock sea salt that is easy to swallow. I just put it in my mouth and drink a little bit of water with it to make it go down, and then I drink more water. So every half a liter of water, I add that amount of salt. And I salt a lot my food when I eat it, and that seems to do the job for me. Now, for you, it might be different. Then other people might ask me, like, what about my blood pressure? Well, guys, if you don't have any problems with your blood pressure, then you shouldn't worry at all. If you do have a higher blood pressure, then just understand that salt is not the cause of your high blood pressure. Your blood pressure isn't high because of salt. It's high because you might be experiencing a lot of stress. You might be eating a shitty diet with a lot of processed carbohydrates and creating a lot of inflammation in your body, and that might be causing, and your blood sugar because of processed foods in your diet can be jumping up and down, and that can be related to the cause of high blood pressure. Like for many people, high blood pressure is caused by many different things, but eating a lot of salt isn't that one singular thing that causes your blood pressure to go up. And so adding a pinch of salt, for example, you have high blood pressure and you decided to start intermittent fasting. and you decided to do your workouts also fasted, or, go for a long period of time without any food, then I would still suggest adding salt. Don't go crazy. Don't add a lot of salt, but, a good pinch of salt in your water, maybe especially pre-workout, your fasted workout, can be a good, routine for you. And then I'll work on other aspects of your diet and your stress management and your sleep, and see how that works. Again, don't go crazy with salt, but I wouldn't avoid it either, because salt is never the cause of your high blood pressure in the first place. So that's when it comes to blood pressure. But again, if you are experiencing headaches while fasting, for example, if you feel lightheaded, if your heart rate seems to be going all over the place, if your blood pressure seems to run low, if you feel a lot of times, especially when fasting, where it's hard for you to focus, or after your workout, you feel like it's hard for you to focus, right? So you might be looking into adding more sodium. There is a reason why they add sodium into all the sports drinks, along with carbohydrates and different kinds of sugars. Sodium is just as important as energy in your body for great workouts. So look into your sodium status and how you feel overall. If you need any help with figuring out your salt situation and what's the best way for you to add it into your nutrition plan, then please do reach out. I work with athletes too. I'm a certified sports nutritionist. So again, especially if you want to figure out your nutrition around workouts, please do reach out. But even if you fast a lot, I'm also intermittent fasting coach. So please do reach out too. I'll help you out to figure out your salt protocol. Watch my videos on Instagram. There is more about salt. Yesterday I posted a lot of different tips and things about salt. So check out my Instagram, reach out for more advice, and get some sodium in. It's needed. It's not deadly as medical professionals try to, they created this picture that, again, most of the people think that less sodium is better. It's not. You need to get adequate amount. And what's actually more harmful to health is added sugar, not salt. Most problems are from added and processed sugars and processed carbohydrates in our diet, not from too much salt. So anyhow, salt is not bad. It's an essential element of healthy diet. So just remember this. If you need more details, reach out. Guys, share this episode with anyone who might be avoiding salt for no good reason and might be experiencing lightheadedness and low energy states, especially before workouts, during workouts. So please do share this episode with people. Together, let's help each other to feel and do much better. And guys, have an awesome weekend. Plan something awesome, something that you're excited about, and plan at least one day a week, guys. It might be on the weekend or during the week. I don't really care, but plan at least one day when you totally disconnect from anything. No reading, no learning, no nothing. Just get out there and do something exciting. Go hike, go cycle, go row, swim, I don't know, play games, do something you haven't tried before, at least once a week. Plan your weekend, stay active, stay healthy, and till next time, as usual, eat better daily. And don't forget to add some salt into your healthy eating routine.